Hey guys, it's Dean, and it's that time of the year again. Our next Here We Grow project, we're doing wheat this year. And I'll tell you what, conditions couldn't be better for planting wheat. I hope I don't fall here. Boy, that'd make good video, wouldn't it? But we're ready to go. Here we grow. All right.
Here, let me make sure it's shut good. Okay. We're good to go.
Okay. So you'll get this whole area done today?
Oh yeah, we'll be done here in 2 hours.
Oh, nice. So Jim, people that don't know you, if they didn't follow along a couple years ago when we were working with you, tell people who you are, how long you've been farming.
Jim Uuland, I've been farming since 1976, so sad to say that's almost 50 years.
Wow.
This year. So I started my senior year of high school. I mean, I grew up on a farm working with my dad, but when I had a invested interest was 1976, so that tells you how old I am roughly.
Is this like third generation, fourth generation?
This is second generation. Both of my parents grew up in Norway and they immigrated here, and my dad started working for a large farmer. He took care of his horses, and after the horses, he slowly bought some land and started farming on his own. So he grew up on a farm in Norway, but he had too many brothers that he didn't have any opportunity to farm there. So that's why we're here. Yeah,
that's great.
We went back to his home farm here last 2 winters ago.
Oh, really?
His farm is halfway up a mountain. It's all rocks in the fields. The fences in the fields are made out of rocks that they picked from the field.
Okay.
So I can imagine when my dad came over here and settled in the Red River Valley, no rocks.
Right.
Must have seemed like heaven to him, probably.
So what do they raise over there?
Mostly hay and wheat. They're high up the mountain.
Right.
Corn and soybeans wouldn't do good up there because it's so cold.
Yeah.
So, and they had livestock. Sheep was their main thing, and then they had dairy cows too.
Interesting.
Okay, let's see if the buttons will work this time. So that's the story of our. I'm actually first generation American. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Now you said earlier about wheat's not as profitable. Is that just this year or in general?
Yeah, it's late for wheat this year, but this field, I've been anticipating drought this year. So I did some no-till here. I didn't till it last fall, and as a result, it didn't dry up near as fast as. And then this is a wetter area too. They've had more rain here this year. So.
Okay.
Am I right? Are we going to have a drought this year?
Well, I mean, it looks like we're going to see below average precip, but we're going to be about 70 to 80%, about 80% of average.
Okay.
So not terrible, but
yeah,
it's not as bad as out west. We just need the timely rains. So we're raising wheat this year.
Correct. This is a wheat field. Yep.
All right. What is the difference between raising wheat and raising what we did last time, soybeans?
Well, wheat is just a different crop for different chemistries. That's part of the reason I grow some wheat is because we're having more and more trouble with weeds becoming resistant to chemicals, and it's a whole different families for wheat because wheat is a grass, whereas soybeans are a legume. So we're growing that, but this specific field this year wheat is not as profitable. So this is the only field of wheat I'm having, and the reason I'm having it here is because this field has a high soybean cyst nematode count. That's something you can test for. It hurts your soybean yield quite severely. So it's got a number over 10,000, which they recommend you not to raise soybeans when you have numbers that bad. Hang on a second here, I got to make sure everything's working. That thing's not. Why isn't that on? That's supposed to be recording down there.
Now, what a difference between, let's just say, 20 years ago with technology and how everything's digital now.
Yeah.
Does it make your job a lot easier?
Well, when everything works right, but then when you have a problem, then it's a little tougher to figure out why. Like I'm having trying to figure out why this one's not mapping down here. You see?
Right.
Whereas this one is mapping. They're supposed to be tied to this button.
Now you were talking about the weather and how your probably anticipating below normal precip this year. I don't think we'll quite be in drought conditions, but precip will be a little bit below normal. What kind of weather conditions, what's the difference between wheat in terms of weather? What kind of weather do you need to raise wheat? Is it different than the weather you would need from raising soybeans?
Wheat's ideal weather is cool and damp. Or cool and dry is actually good as long as you have moisture below, but cool and damp is good for wheat. It likes cool because it's a grass, whereas soybeans like warm and wet. So they do better under that. You get better yields on a cooler year with wheat. So corn is also a grass, though, but that one does better with warm and wet also. So they're both in the grass family, but they have different results there. I got to make sure. And that's counting. Good.
So we're expecting a warmer than normal summer.
All right.
And slightly drier than normal as well. How will that affect the wheat? Is that good or is that
the below normal moisture will hurt it a little bit, but probably not as much as it would hurt corn or soybeans. But the above normal temperatures could hurt wheat, because wheat in the middle of July, when it's filling its head, it likes cool weather then. So you get a lot of times here, it seems like we get about a 2-week stretch of weather where some is cold and some 2 weeks of cold, and then it gets 2 weeks warm. And it all depends on when that falls in with when the crop was planted. So that's one of the guessing games of agriculture.
Now May so far has been dry, obviously. We got a little bit of rain late next week, late next week. But the month in general is supposed to be drier than normal. Now June is supposed to be wetter than normal. How does that play in? Is that good for the wheat?
Yeah, because right now, excuse me, we got really good subsoil or topsoil moisture. Our subsoil moisture is really dry, because when I look in my tile pumps, they're not even running this year, because the water level is about 8 feet down when I look in the culvert where the pumps. And but our topsoil moisture is pretty good, so we got enough to go till probably middle part of June. Without much rain, we'll be in good shape, but we're going to need some timely rains because our subsoil moistures are deficit this year.
Well, and it hurt too. We had such a dry winter.
Yeah, I may have to stop here for a second and reboot my machine, because a lot of times that isn't working. My son usually runs this machine, but I figured I'd be out here today. Sorry, I'm a little diverted here.
Oh, no, you're fine.
It wasn't mapping there. I'm trying to get it. Okay, try it again here.
So what's the equipment that we have here? So you got the big tank in the back.
Yeah, this is called an air seeder, and this is a specific single disc. That's the type of opener. Air seeders are generally either shank or disc, and this is a single disc. 1890 John Deere. It's considered a no-till drill, but you can seed no-till or regular seeding with it. So I do some no-till farming, not too much, because in the Red River Valley so like here, if this field would have been dug last fall, why isn't this thing working? Sorry, you're gonna have to make another round with me. I gotta make sure this thing's working.
All good?
That tells me the seed's going through all the towers out there.
Yep.
And each individual row you can click on it. So that tells you if it's working, but
it's just not mapping.
Yeah, it's not mapping, and it's got a feature where it shuts off the overlap, but it's not doing that. This is supposed to do that.
Now, for those people that don't know, if they're driving down the road and they see this, what's in the big yellow tank in the far back there?
That's where the wheat is in the back, and there's 2 tanks, so
all the seeds in there.
Yeah, usually you can put wheat in one and fertilizer in the other, but I've had a little fertilizer put on here already, so I'm just running wheat in the back tank there. The other tank has nothing in it right now.
Gotcha. A little late this year, or pretty much on time?
Wheat is, ideally you like to be late April, but like I said, this field stayed wet too long, so this is the first time it's been dry since the spring. So, but we've seeded May up till wheat up to May 31st, and
oh wow!
If you have a cool year, it works out okay. The number one rule of thumb to get big yield is to get in early. But this year, a few years ago, we got in real late. We didn't get our wheat planted until the end of May, and it was our best crop ever because we had a cool summer. So it's,
okay.
every year is so different in agriculture. You can't really predict what's going on.
You're at the will of Mother Nature.
Yeah. And right now, Mother Nature's not agreeing with my drill here. My mapping part of it. So I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do. I might have to reboot again at the end here.
Was this happening yesterday or no?
No, see, it's supposed to be painted blue as it seeds it.
Oh, okay, all right.
It looks like everything's lit up the way it's supposed to be, so that's why I'm perplexed. At least the vital parts are working, so I know what it's seeding. We're getting something done, even though it doesn't tell us we are. I mean, this one's telling us that it is, so.
Well, technology, love it and hate it at the same time.
That's right, yeah.